Hi there guys, this is Mega Supreme here, not with the Transformers toy review this time. I'm going to be talking to you about Rollout Roll Call, which is coming up very soon. It's a convention that's held in the UK, and it has been for, I need to check that out, but it's been at least the last sort of 3 or 4 years, I think. Previously it's always been held over at Southampton. This year it's going to be even bigger and better than before, so it's going to be held over at Heathrow. It's going to be held from the 8th of July through to the 10th of July. So it's going to be open from the Friday evening, with most of the stuff happening on the Saturday and Sunday. Although on the Friday, if you do have like I think it's the Energon or crossover ticket, you are in for a chance of winning a very special prize, which is going to be one of the sets from the San Diego Comic-Con. You won't receive it there and then. I think 2 people will win a set. You then receive it after San Diego Comic-Con has happened, I believe. So that in itself is absolutely brilliant. I mean, that's a prize that's probably worth, I don't know, I guess the set's normally about 100, 150, round about that sort of price. That's a brilliant thing in itself. There's lots of different ticket options as well for Rollout Roll Call. The convention itself is Transformers, G.I. Joe, you've got He-Man stuff there, Thundercats, Turtles, all of that stuff. The main ones are Transformers, G.I. Joe and He-Man. But there's loads of other stuff there. There's loads of artists that you can go and speak to that work across all of those different toy lines. There's writers there, lots of different writers. There's people within the toy industry that are involved in the designing and manufacturing of toys. People that started up Kickstarter projects are going to be there as well. There's loads of things to do. There's lots of presentations that you have going on all throughout the weekend that are really interesting. The first year I went, I was just in for the toys, and I think I just went on the Sunday. So you can get different ticket options. So you can get one where you just go on the Sunday, or you can just go on the Saturday. You can get a weekend ticket. You can just get an adult ticket. You can get kids tickets. It's very flexible in terms of what you can get. If you're not sure what the best ticket options are, I would check out the website or give them a call. The best site to go to actually check out all the different ticket options is All the Cool Stuff. So that's allthecoolstuff.co.uk. Okay, and on there it does give you a telephone number as well. So first year I just went for the toys. I think I just went on the Sunday. So I think this year's going to be my third year going, I think. The first year I went was just for the toys, so I went on a Sunday. Sunday's actually quite a good day to go for that type of thing, because obviously it's the last day of the convention, and if you're looking for bargains, you know, people are looking to get rid of stuff. They don't want to be carting it back and things like that, so there's often a little bit more wiggle room, and you know, there's a bit more bartering that can happen in terms of discounts for toys and things like that. I would encourage people to always, you know, not exactly challenge the price and things, but people are willing to haggle to a certain degree. You know, there isn't a lot of wiggle room on these toys, so you just have to bear that in mind. But if you're buying second-hand toys and you're buying a load of them, you know, they're quite often knock a couple of quid off here and there, so that's something to be aware of. But the second year I went with my friend Paul, who I'm going to be going with again this year, and we just went into loads of the talks and things like that, which I didn't think I'd really be into, but they're brilliant. They're so interesting. There's all sorts of different ones. There's ones on from artists and things like that, talking about some of the concept art that they've done for particular figures. And there's ones from, like I say, Kickstarter projects, third-party companies, so they often come in and reveal new figures. BotCon, the guys from BotCon, they've fun publications, and the last couple have been there. And Pete Sinclair did a talk a couple of years, well, He did his first talk 2 years back, which was over Skype, and last year he actually came in person, and he revealed the current BotCon set at Rollout Roll Call. So you had to wait for it to be posted online, but it was literally pretty much at the same time. So we got to find out about it pretty much straight away before most people. It's just we weren't allowed to post pictures and things and that of it. So we got to see a prototype of BotCon Ravage there straight away at the convention in hand. You could have a mess around with it, have a look at it, have a look at the head sculpt and all those types of things. There was also painted prototypes of bludgeon and things like that, so we got to see those as well. The whole talk was really interesting because they showed you a lot of pictures of figures that they wanted to but they couldn't do, so that was really cool. There's that side of it, the BotCon side of it, was really good. The fun publication Transformers Collectors Club was really good. They talked about the G.I. Joe side of it as well, which is cool. They did some funny talks as well. So there was one guy who was a real Star Wars collector, and he collected Akbar, Admiral Akbar, whatever his name is, and that was quite funny. It was really good presentation about all the different variants of that figure and the different ones that he had collected. So you saw all of them on display, and there's just a line of all the same toys and things like that. I think he even picked up a couple at the convention as well. I'm going to be going again this year. It's going to be at Heathrow. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be easy to get to. It's a central location, so people, I know I've got a lot of people on my channel that watch from the States, so it's an easy place to get to. Heathrow is, you know, a massive airport, so it's very close there, so transportation is really easy. You stay for the weekend. The hotel is there as well, so they discounted hotel tickets. And as far as tickets for the actual convention is concerned, if you get like an Energon ticket, that includes, unbelievably, a free BotCon figure. I'm allowed to say figure, which is Pterosaur. Which, if you're trying to get that, you could only get that at BotCon if you attended BotCon. So the only other place to get that would be on eBay, any other fan sites that's selling it and things like that, which if they're selling it on its own, I've seen it for about 75 quid, which is actually the price of a weekend of the Energon ticket. So that in itself, if you're going, you know, if you wanted that toy, you've paid for it and you've got your weekend ticket. Megatron figure, which was sold out, it's going to be available to people that've got the Energon and crossover tickets. So you can either buy that as part of your ticket. So if you're just getting that and Megatron, it's 185, I think, for the Energon ticket with Megatron and Pterosaur, and that's 185 quid. Now, 185 pounds. Now, if you to buy that figure on eBay, he's starting at about 200 and 250 pounds. And that's the only place you're going to get him. So the price of him is only going to go up. That's limited to, obviously, to one. You can only get one for each ticket that you get, obviously. If you want to get Air Razor again, another figure that was sold out, you can get Air Razor on her own or as part of a set as well. If you get all three figures together, so the free figure, Air Razor and Megatron, you're looking at 225, which more than pays for itself. You can go the crossover set as well, so you can then get the G.I. Joe exclusives, which will be, I'm not allowed to say it, but I'd imagine they're going to be the figures that are from the JoeCon. So JoeCon, it's literally, what, a couple of weeks before Rollout Roll Call? So, and they nearly always sell out, so you can be able to get hold of those figures straight away, get hold of them before anyone else. Probably, you know, even if you bought them on eBay, you're probably quicker getting them at this convention than you would do buying them from someone who got them from the convention themselves. So that's absolutely awesome. There's so many good things going to be happening there. I'm going to be there in a slightly different capacity, as well as being there, buying toys, going to this, going to that. I said I'm working on writing some Transformers fan comics at the moment. There's a few different ones I'm working on. My friend Paul Gunner, best friend, is going to be there. He's written a few fan comics. He's also worked on How to Train Your Dragon, so he's got a published piece with that. Doctor Who, doing some stuff for Turtles as well, hopefully. And he's going to bring in some of his own work, which is really exciting. They're looking to make it into a film and also a comic book series called The Chimeran, and they'll have some sculpted figures from that, which we'll bring along and show you guys. It's really good. I'm going to post some links down below so you can check it out. With regards to our comic, we're looking to bring along a small amount of comics to the show. Haven't quite decided on the numbers, but we're looking to give them away to either probably the Energon ticket holders or the crossover ticket holders. Probably a small amount, somewhere between 50 and 100 copies are going to be available. These are fan comics that Paul has written. I've had some input into them, but the ones that I'm working on currently aren't finished. So I think it's going to be looking at probably about 3 or 4 comics combined into one issue or split into 2 different issues that will be going to be available on the day as well. I'm working on one. Well, we've co-written a few that are in the pipeline as well. Just to give you an idea of what those are going to look like, I'm going to post a few pictures up, so those should pop up at the end of the video. Actually, I'll pop them up now, see what you think. There you go, looks pretty cool, doesn't it? That's a story that we've written called, what's the name of the thing that we've called? I think it's Decepticon Rehab. Really excited about it. There's a load of different ideas and comics that we're starting to write as well. But the Decepticon Rehab one is really good. We've got this new artist on board. She's been really excellent. I'll post you links to contact her if anyone needs her for anything else. But this is kind of like her first kind of comic piece that she's been working on. The other stuff that she's done has been all kind of like poster based and things like this. So, but she's been really good on this. And you know, those first few pages are only kind of the raw guidelines of what's going to happen in the story, obviously. But it looks really promising, and we're hoping to, once we've got a few comics up and running, to print a few out, bring them into conventions and things like that. We're a bit too late coming to the show for a crossover story. We actually do have one written, kind of half written in place. We've got the story for it, but we haven't got all the scripting and everything done for it, and it'd be too late to get all of the artwork done in time for a rollout roll call. But we do have a story in place which actually features some customs that I'm painting for the convention, for the custom competition as well. So I'm going to be doing that as well. Trying to think of other things. I'm going to bring a few customs and things along, and obviously I'm going to be there to talk to hopefully some people who watch the channel, if there's going to be anyone there that does watch the channel. So I'm going to be promoting my YouTube channel as well at the same time, speaking to viewers and things like that. I'm going to bring a load of customs, combinable customs that I've been working on and done reviews on previously. So that's something that I've had a lot of feedback on. So I'll bring them there so people can have a look and have a little play around with them. Talk about, because people always like to talk about what paint techniques you use, what paints you use, that type of thing. And I'm kind of quite new to it all, so I'm just kind of trial and error. And haven't done any like airbrush sort of things or anything like that. It's just been hand painted, but willing to get some feedback on them would be really awesome. So I'm going to bring those along. Like I said, I'm going to bring along the ones for the custom competition as well. I've also done some tech specs for those as well. So just as a sneak peek to see what I'm going to be bringing to the convention, here's a quick look at the tech specs. What do you think? Any good? let us know in the comments. So I'm going to be there, have a little stand somewhere in a part of the show. I'm not sure where or the details yet. So I'm going to be there from Friday right through to Sunday. Obviously going to be out looking at buying toys as well as on the stand and things like that. So we're going to swap it around. So I want to meet as many people as possible, pack everything in as much as possible, see as many of the talks as possible, buy as many toys as possible. It's going to be a great convention. Listen, if you're going to TF Nation as well, or you're going to TF Nation, there's absolutely no reason why you can't go to Rollout Roll Call as well. If it's about the toys, there's going to be the same toys there. If anything, there's going to be more toys at Rollout Roll Call, because you're not going to get the opportunity to get these BotCon toys anywhere else. Okay, if you're going to buy them on the secondary market, you're looking at paying at least double of what you're going to pay just to get them here as part of your tickets. Okay, so if it's about the toys, you can get those either. The BotCon stuff you can only get here. If it's about the people, the same people are going to be going to both. So why not go to both? Split the money in half, spend half on one, half on the other. You don't have to spend £1,000 at one convention. You can split it between the two and have just as much a good time. These conventions are only going to happen if we actually support them. So, you know, all the people, all the cool stuff, Dave Tree and people like that, they're putting it all on the line so we can have a great convention. People always moaning about UK not getting the exclusives. We've got them here now. So let's go and support this convention, because they're doing some really great things that aren't happening anywhere else. There has unbelievably been some negative feedback about the show getting these pieces from BotCon. I've heard or seen some comments, people saying that these figures are the figures that get returned, as you know, on the BotCon weekend, that have QC issues and they're then bundled together and made into other figures to then sell on. They are not. These are figures that were agreed well ahead of BotCon, potentially even sometime last year that this was agreed. So these aren't rejects. These are the real deal, sealed BotCon figures, high quality figures from BotCon that were produced for this show. Okay, the figures that are at BotCon were at BotCon. These are part of a different run, so they're almost like a separate stock allocation, completely different at all. BotCon had their allocation. Roll Call had also been agreed well ahead of time, almost before the figures have even been announced, that these figures were going, a set number of figures were going to be available for this convention. And you know, it's brilliant that we've been able to get this for this convention and have these toys available in the UK for fans in the UK that are unable to fly to the States. Obviously, if people at the States want to come over here, that's brilliant. More the merrier. And I just hope as many people as possible come over and support this great convention. I think I've got everything in that I needed to say. That's it. If you've got any questions at all about the convention, I'll post links down below to the All the Cool Stuff website, where you've got all the different ticket options that you can, different ticket options, prices and things like that. In terms of questions, there's a phone number on there you can call. So best person to speak to is Dave Tree, who's the organizer there. There's also their Facebook page as well, so just go on there, type in Rollout Roll Call, it's available on there, check it out. Or if you want to ask me a question, post it in the comment section below. If there's anything you want me to bring or do at the convention, please let me know. If you're going to be going there and you want to meet, just let me know that you're going, and we'll have a chat. That's it for now, I think, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.